Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning into the pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. I got out of work early today. It wasn't as early as I thought it was going to be, but it was still early, so praise be to God. I am looking forward to being healthy and eating healthy and living a good life and enjoying the sun and enjoying the new season of spring and then following that summer. A little sleepy and tired, but overall in good health. Currently hanging out with Benny and enjoying an episode of Murder, She Wrote. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power by looking in the mirror and learning to love your reflection. Even if you don't necessarily love exactly what you're seeing, we need to work on loving our reflections. We need to work on loving who we are and who we're becoming. We need to work on doing our best to move forward and relish in our opportunities and succeed. And in order for us to do that, we have to start off each day by saying to ourselves, yes, we can. We can change our minds. We can say we're going to have a good day. We can let the past go. We can learn a new skill or a new hobby or start looking at comic books or collecting comic books or watching a new show on Max. Maybe we want to get back into X-Men, or maybe we want to get into DC and we really like detective comics. We really can do anything we put our minds to. Saying yes, you can move and find a new home, and yes, you can decide you want to buy a new home because you're sick of renting, or yes, you can become a thrifter because you don't necessarily like the prices at Macy's and you're over it. All of these things are a possibility. Maybe you want to read a new book. Maybe you want to join a new book club. Maybe you don't want to join the book club this month. Maybe you want to clean your house. Maybe you want a new house. Whatever the case may be, we should be saying to ourselves, yes, we can do any of those things, right? We can even try out a new lipstick or a cologne or a perfume. We can try a new hairstyle. Maybe we can get highlights, or maybe we can get a haircut, or maybe we can get dreadlocks, or maybe we can get braids, or maybe we can get a relaxer and we can get our hair straightened, or a perm and we can get it curly. Whatever the situation may be, we should be saying to ourselves, yes, we can. Outside of saying to yourself, yes, we can, we should also be saying to ourselves, we're never going to give up. How can you give up on yourself or anyone you love and not persevere through difficulty and think that that's the answer? Caving in to negativity and no, I can't isn't going to help you, right? Caving into fear and doubt isn't going to get you to the next part of where you want to be. And I want to encourage you. I want to instill in you. I want to advise you. I want to invite you to live a life where you're not concerned about people's opinions and thoughts about you, because you are so confident in yourself that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter about what people are saying. It doesn't matter what's in that magazine article. You listening, regardless of your sexuality or your hair color or your skin tone, it doesn't matter. When you're looking in the mirror and you're saying to yourself, yes, I can, you follow that right back up by, I'm never going to give up. Because if you give up on yourself, how do you believe in anything? And you can't do that. If you're going to be there for somebody that you really care about and love, if it's your friend, if it's your furry friend, if it's your neighbor, if it's your nephew or your niece or your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad or your best friend, how are you really going to be there for the person and give up on them? That's the moral, right? So, I want to instill in you. I want to advise you. Focus. And not only do we never give up on ourselves, but we move on to the next part of the conversation, which is why not today? And we don't wait forever to make decisions. We're moving past procrastination and past indecisiveness. Instead of us taking too long to make decisions, instead of us waiting forever to have fun, we're going to do it now. We're going to live today. And we're going to do that unapologetically. We are going to enjoy our lives, and we're not going to say sorry about it. We're going to get the dishwasher fixed because maybe we don't want to wash dishes every day. We're going to get the washing machine fixed because we got to wash our socks and our underwear and our favorite gym clothes, right? Because we like to go to the gym every week. We are going to get our car fixed by the correct mechanic at the correct car place because we understand that we need our vehicle to get where we have to go. And not only are we going to do that, but we're going to clean up the living room. We're going to fill out the documentation and the paperwork so we can get a pre-approval so we can get a home loan forever. Finally, we're going to figure out how we're going to get a new car. We're going to figure out what we need to do to move. We're going to figure out what application we need to fill out so we can work at a job we really want to work at. We're going to stop saying, I don't know when I'm going to get to that. We're going to stop saying, I don't know if I'm good enough. We're going to stop saying, I don't have time today. And we're going to make the time to get things done. We're going to plan, strategize, and be proficient, right? And organize our lives correctly. Because if we don't do that, we're going to regret it later. Moving on from the mantra of wonderful things that we should say to ourselves all day, let's get to the headlines with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. They lie to us anyway. So, looks like there was a Trump trial today and they were trying to come up with some sort of verdict or something, and they didn't. And I'm really not surprised by that. It looks like the people that they have on this jury are some very well-educated individuals. So I think they're fully aware of what's actually going on. It's a problem for the judge and Braggs, though, that their main, the case is built off of two people that lie for a living for money. Again, Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen's are not legitimate witnesses to anything. And Michael Cohen's robbed Trump. So why isn't he being charged with anything? And the idea that you want to charge Trump for something, but you want to overlook what Cohen actually did is insane to me. And if we're going to do this to Trump, what aren't we doing to Hillary Clinton and her husband and, I don't know, Obama? Right? Because I definitely know that they all did a bunch of iffy shit. And do we even know if Obama is actually American? There was a bunch going on with them not being able to find his identification or his tax ID for a very long time. So I still don't know. I never really caught on to it. I paid enough attention to it to care, right? But I definitely know that Hillary Clinton did bleach some phones. She totally destroyed laptops, and she totally got rid of evidence that was going to make her guilty. And now these people have taken, I don't know how much money from the state of New York. I don't know how much money from the taxpayers of the country. And I don't know how much time they've taken to tell us that he's guilty of something he didn't do. Braggs ran on the fact that he was going to get Trump, just like Letitia James and just like Fani Willis. All these people ran on that they were going to get Trump. But they don't have anything to get Trump with because he didn't do anything. You don't like Trump because Trump is someone you can't control. And the more they do this, the more they act like this, the more they continue this behavior, and they don't stop the way that they're doing, the less anyone is going to take them seriously. And the court of law and the Department of Justice and the legal system and all the courts, all the prosecutors and the lawyers and the district attorneys and all these people that have all these positions, they're losing all of their credibility. And now that they have lost all their credibility and we're basically Dominican Republic and Cuba and all these far insane countries, like China, now that you're seriously trying to become China or some insane country, you can't turn back. And things are going to happen that you're not going to be able to stop now. And you opened up Pandora's box, so don't complain about what's going to happen next. You have made life difficult for every normal middle class, whether it's upper middle class, lower middle class, poor. You have made life difficult and uneasy for everyone that's paying into the system that keeps this place going. This country is built from the middle, not the top. And the idea that they want to act like there's going to be money that's going to trickle down to the middle, that's going to trickle down to the poor, that's non-existent. The government created a system where a bunch of people have to suck the titty of it to survive and live. Now, for some, that's all they've known. For others, they've only worked. I said it yesterday, I say it again. I've been working since I was 12 years old. Nobody has ever given me anything. When I was younger, I would nanny, I would babysit, I would do a bunch of things. I would save my money, put it in my sock drawer, and I have learned many times about many things. No one has given me anything, and I could just guess what your story is. It might be similar, it might be different. Maybe you learned things differently than I did. But the moral of the story, right? The moral of the story is that they have lied to us. Not only have they lied to us, but they think we can't remember that they've lied to us. This whole Trump thing, the idea that they were going to get an answer that quick, and the idea that the judge is telling them that they don't have to agree on the outcome. Have you ever been a juror? I mean, I have. Have you ever done a case? I have. That's not typically how it works. You're brought into a room, and then they pick you as a juror, and then you're given the date you have to go in, and it could take a week, it could take a day, it could take a month, it could take however long it's going to take, and you're not supposed to talk to anybody, and it's very, very precise, and it's very, very structured. And the idea that this is happening in New York is insane. I don't know. They continue this, and they think that they're going to be able to fix the United States of America. They think they're going to be able to get people to go vote for them. The reason why Joe Biden is losing to Donald Trump is because he is a horrible president. The reason why people don't like Biden is because he is a horrible president. He keeps talking about green energy. He said in a comment during one of his conversations with one of the woke news, the fake news media that exists only to protect Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. He said during one of his planned interviews, because it was definitely planned. They only want to answer questions when they're planned out, right? He said during his planned interview, that people can't afford the high inflation and the ridiculous numbers because they're young and they have money. He said that during an interview on CNN. And the person that was interviewing him was telling him that the grocery amounts have gone up and a bunch of other things have happened as well. And honestly, I don't know. It's insane. I'm not sure how this works. And excuse me for my silence. But Joe Biden is coming out and he's telling people, hey, you're complaining about the fact that everything costs a lot of money. You can afford it. Hey, your life sucks. That's too bad because I'm living great. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what my name is. And I don't remember who my wife is. And I still keep saying hello to my mom, even though she's dead. And I keep bringing up my son that died because I want to pretend like everybody else that's experiencing something bad is a connection between my dead son that didn't actually die from a disease and wasn't killed in a horrible way. Like, I don't know, those 13 soldiers that died in Afghanistan because he did a shitty job with that. Or the other ones that were from Georgia that died in Turkey. Remember those black, the black people that died? It was like 2 or 3 of them, and they were doing IT and they were murdered and killed and ambushed. There's been countless others. The police officer that just died in New York because he was gunned down and shot to death, or the one that died last week, or the one that died during a protest, or the countless other lives that have been lost, including the sweet girl from Georgia who died for no reason, who just wanted to help people. Right? Say her name. There's going to be more death. There's going to be more turmoil, and there's going to be more pain. And they don't care about me and my family, and they definitely don't care about me. And I know they don't care about you either. And I know that it's very easy to play into their game and pretend like everything is okay and everything sucks because Donald Trump is the president. But I want you to remember the 4 years he was the president. Did he go after Hillary Clinton when he was the president? Did he do the things that they did to him when he was the president to Hillary Clinton? I'm just going to tell you what happened. Nothing. So the idea that the Biden administration and the Democratic Party are attacking him like this just shows who they actually are. Liars and pretenders. They'll say anything to get elected. They'll say anything to have these positions, but they don't mean any of it, and they're all full of it. The more we continue to placate into these lies and these just asinine things, the less credibility there is with anything. Now there's a school district that's supposedly accused of white supremacy. There's no white supremacy in the United States of America. The majority of America is white, okay? 13% of the United States of America is black. It's an even lower number for other, nationalities. I'm sorry you don't want the truth. Do you want me to sit here and lie to you and tell you that the majority of the people in the United States aren't white, even the world? We really want to lie here? How much of the country of Europe, EU, do you think is white? Or Canada? I wonder. Looks like an illegal immigrant murder suspect is caught in Texas. Wow. Again, on Saturday, my vehicle got hit by an illegal alien on a highway, and I still don't know what the hell's going on with that case. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't even know if I should have any faith or believe in the system. I get hit and run by a truck vehicle on the highway that's driving at an irate mileage trying to kill me. And I'm another life that doesn't matter. And I started this conversation off by saying that. How many other lives have to be taken and lost for this? It looks like the Democrats plan virtual nomination for Biden ahead of the Chicago convention because they're probably scared of all those protesters. No surprise. Looks like Darius Rucker is breaking his silence for his drug possession. I don't even know who the hell that is. Okay. How long can this judge in this Trump case get away with this insanity? Joe Biden sells fear of the View appearance. We will lose our rights and freedom. They literally let this bitch talk. Why? Insane. She is just like a chaperone for Joe Biden because he can't go anywhere by himself. And this is all just seriously embarrassing. Nigerian scammer. Takes credit for Graceland foreclosure debacle. They figured out how to steal. What the hell does that mean? Robert De Niro is a complete embarrassment, and I really don't think that yesterday helped the Democrats at all. He's an elderly idiot, just like Biden, honestly. It looks like the charges were dropped against the golf player I'm not sure what happened in that case. I don't even know why it's continuing to go on. Let the guy play golf, man. Conservative college professor investigated for a year of alleged racism after accusing black student of plagiarism. Are we really doing that now, bro? I guess we are. It looks like Stefanik has filed a complaint over the Trump hush money case, and it looks like she's questioning whether the judge selection was random. I have an answer for that. Of course it wasn't random. The judge's daughter is receiving money from the case and the Democratic Party. So we know this isn't random. None of this shit is random. DOJ hate unit tracked moms for Liberty Along KKK secret email show. Not surprised. Resurfaced video shows police questioning Scotty sheriff moments after his arrest. Of course. Squatters are vowing to take over American homes, and the United States of America Congress is doing nothing about it except for welcoming them in with a welcome sign. Come take our houses. Come take over where we live. Come take all the shit we paid for. Don't worry about it. You can have it. What the hell is going on? Can you imagine the idea of paying for a house, paying money to have someone else come live where you pay for and not pay for anything? I don't know how I would deal with that. Pro-abortion woman assaults pro-life activist, says miscarriages are abortions. Wow. Looks like Karine Jean-Pierre is not answering questions like always. No surprise. It looks like Israel did some sort of bomb in Gaza. And I'm going to say something, and you might dislike what I'm going to say. But I'm still going to say it, because this is where you come from the truth, and this is where you come for reality. It's born to be a star. We don't lie here. We tell you everything that's actually happening. Unlike the news, we don't have a side. We only have the side of the people. Because the people are the world, and the people are life, and the people are everything. And when you understand that we all play a role in this big hemisphere together, so we have to love and appreciate each other, then you understand that it's not a side.
Wait, how are you, Poodle? How are you guys? Oh my goodness, I forgot to put Jem there. This is weird. Jem is always in the corner.
1, 2, 3.
It's only one thing happening.
Oh, you're going to have a super cute award.
It's insane. So, I'm going to say what I was going to say. I don't care that Israel accidentally blew something up. I especially don't care that it killed any Palestinians. First of all, why are all those Palestinians there? They voted for Hamas. So if they willingly voted for Hamas, then they willingly voted for their death. This is a terrorist group of lunatics, right? Hamas, Houthis, all these people. They have one sole thing that they want to accomplish: destruction and chaos, and horror, and nightmares, and black and darkness. They don't care about anything, anybody but money and horror. So knowing that, why in God's name would you vote for these people? There's a question. And then why would you look for anyone's sympathy? You trying to get my money? You want me to help you? Get the fuck out of here. Who's helping me in my community? No one. There's holes all in the street where I live. Where I live, they paint weird shit next to libraries and talk about how that's inviting black people into the neighborhood. Except the neighborhood isn't a black neighborhood. So they continuously try to advocate and bring in things that don't match up with the place and the culture that originally existed there. And it's tacky. And I'm not saying that people can't enjoy things, because they should. But I'm saying when you force things the way that the government is doing it, over and over and over again. Destroying suburbia, adding things in that don't make any sense, making the middle overpay for stuff that they don't have anything in common with, lying to students, telling them that you're going to pay their student loans. All this shit all the time. When you continuously do that, only one thing happens. You are trying to separate the people. And okay, I'm a Republican, right? A conservative. I'm a Christian Catholic, young woman with a husband and a family that I value. At some point, I'm going to be a mother. I'm already an auntie, and I'm a daughter, right? And I have a lot of responsibilities saying all those things out loud. But one of the responsibilities isn't going to be feeling bad for war. War is not pretty. It's ugly. And what did you think was going to happen after October 7th? Did you think Israel wasn't going to go attack these people and make sure they never saw the light of day? Because I got to tell you, if I was in Israel and somebody killed my people like that, there is no other thing that would be happening outside of what's happening. The idea that the West and the EU and Canada and all these other shitty places have all these things to say, except for when 9/11 happened, I can't tell you how many people died probably for nothing, including Americans that got wounded and injured and hurt in the battlefield, or those 13 soldiers that I told you about earlier that died for nothing in Afghanistan, or the countless others that have died and perished and been taken from us for no fucking reason. Right? When I talk about these things and I give you these examples, it's so you understand what's happening, just as I do. To give sympathy to the Palestinian people, right? To give sympathy to these people means you're not giving sympathy to the Jewish people. And if you're not giving sympathy to the Jewish people, then what are you doing? They all voted for Hamas. There's Americans running around college campuses saying that they are pro-Hamas. They are pro-death. They are pro-horror. And we're just going to sit here and be like, okay, like that's great. At what point do we call this a loss? Because I don't think this is good for Joe Biden. I think this is bad. I don't think he's winning with people running around, painting themselves, dressing up in costumes, talking about a place they've never been, that they're never going to. Do you know how much fucking paperwork you have to do to get into Israel to go there? A lot. You can't just go in Israel. That's not a place you could just go to. So the idea that these Hamas people did what they did, and there's fucking Palestinian people with these fucking flags and anti-Jewish talks that hate Jewish people, and we're supposed to sit here and pretend like that's great, is insane. There's a lot going on right now, and we just gotta call it out. Looks like the F-35 is being flown back to a contractor for servicing in New Mexico. What's going on with these Boeing planes? Like, the whole, airline is starting to scare me. Will the West ever win another war? No. How are they going to win a war? They don't have enough people in the army. They can't get anybody to join it, because who the fuck wants to join a place where you could dress up and pretend to be sexist and you could do a bunch of weird shit that makes no sense? They have a man that's pretending to be a woman with a wig on, talking about trans rights, and we need to be talking about the fact that, I don't know, Russia has all these fucking weapons, and we should be really concerned, or we should be really concerned about what China's moves are, right? What's going up in Ukraine, right? How are we playing overall with the world right now? Why are we still a part of the World Health Organization or any of these stupid ass clubs? And why does the Democratic Party and anyone keep placating into this green energy bullshit? That's a lie. It looks like the U.S. military is forced to halt shipments to the Gaza pier because it's falling apart. What did they think was going to happen? Nobody should be in Gaza. That should be out. Insane. I said it yesterday. It looks like there's a large number of Democrats who do not like Biden, and they definitely hate, Kamala Harris. But moving on from the headlines of today, let's get to what I wrote about today. It looks like there's a bunch of people on CNN that want to get their point across, and Cameron went on CNN. And, you know, when you see these people on CNN that are Republican and you see them trying to get their point across, you can see that the reporter or the person speaking to them doesn't want to actually hear what they have to say. They want to cut them off. But John Fetterman went on CNN to talk about the fact that he disagrees with AOC, and I thought that was great. And he's a Democrat, and he said that. Now, I don't really trust him with anything. Maybe it's just words, or maybe he's scared of not getting reelected because he sounds psychotic with the other shit he was talking about. Or maybe we could just blame it on the stroke and he came back into the light and he understands reality. It could be any of those things we just said. But I think you have to go to the other side. You have to talk to these idiots on Clinton News Network and MSDNC and all these woke morons, right? Or else everything is just going to be on Fox and the other outlets. You're going to have to get a membership to Daily Wire, and you're going to have to get a monthly membership to Tucker Carlson, and you're going to have to pick and rumble around with Rumble and Dan Bongino and all these other voices that exist out there, and Dinesh D'Souza, right? You're going to have to go look for it. Like I do every day. I put a lot of work and sweat and tears into these conversations, and it's not as easy as you would assume it is. But the idea that John Fetterman went on CNN and he explained himself the way he did, I thought was very interesting. I like how Butker does remain unapologetic, and I think he should hold up with his Christian values. And I say, fuck the woke culture, fuck CNN, fuck The View, and fuck anybody else that doesn't like Catholic Christian views. You don't have to like it, but then you can't tell me what the fuck I can like. That is how that works. See what I just said? You can like whatever you want, but you still can't tell me what the fuck I can like, because that's none of your goddamn business. That's on the side I'm on. Tell me if you feel me. Lloyd Austin has to go. Whack. Just whack. I don't even want to talk about it. These morons that are in these positions that are like, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to get reelected, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Please, just shut the fuck up, and let's get some real soldiers in here. We need more Marjorie Taylor Greens that are not scared and fearful. Instead, fearless and unapologetic and willing to fight for the United States of America. Whichever country you live in, you need people that are willing to fight for the people of the country, not robbing the country. Unqualified medical students, now they're passing off people that are medical students, and they're not passing these tests, and they're not doing good jobs. So they're just going to pass them along. I really don't want a doctor that can't read or cut or do operations or do things that are kind of important for you to be a doctor. Like my last doctor, Dr. Eisenberg, she was great, but I went into the doctor and I was actually seeking help with polycystic ovary syndrome, and I was actually seeking help about what to do in a very difficult situation, not knowing if I was ever going to be able to become a mom or something. And she really didn't talk about any of the things I had fears about. It was just like, you're just going to go do this, and you're just going to go do that. Maybe I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. Like, a doctor's responsibility is to help their patients, and it's really fucking scary that we are promoting insanity. I don't know. There shouldn't be unqualified doctors. There shouldn't be unqualified lawyers. There shouldn't be unqualified teachers or educators or any of these fucking positions. And the idea that there are unqualified district attorneys that are supposed to be prosecuting unlawful actions and are supposed to be targeting and punishing illegal behavior and people that are doing things the wrong way, yet they're letting them run wild. The streets are crazy, man. It's like insanity out here. People aren't doing their actual jobs anymore, and they found a way to just not do anything and then go on TikTok and brag about all this stuff, and they don't understand what they're doing. So the longer we allow them to show who they really are, we're seeing that they're really nothing. Is Fani appealing the case. What does she think she's going to achieve by appealing this case? Fani Willis is a lying sack of shit, right? And the idea that she's black should be embarrassing. Not even the color part, not even the race. I don't even want to talk about her race because that doesn't matter to me ever. The fact that she is a grown-ass woman and she made these decisions and she did these things and she spent the money and there's documentation to prove it and phone calls and phone history and a bunch of shit that shows she's guilty. And the idea that the judge in the case is so scared of her that he wouldn't seriously prosecute her the way she deserves to be prosecuted. She remains in the position as district attorney, and if they were willing to re-vote for her, then they deserve everything she doesn't know how to do, which is basically everything. She's incompetent. She's a DEI hire, and she doesn't know what she's doing. Just like Kamala Harris, and just like Pete Buttigieg, and just like Gavin Newsom and all the rest of them. How many of these people have you seen in these positions who literally don't know how to do their job? Even the guy that is black that is in charge of the Pentagon, who keeps leaving because he keeps needing medical help. Why don't we replace him with somebody that's actually going to do the fucking job, right? Premier John Perry, who can't answer any fucking questions. Every time anybody asks her a question, she never answers it. She runs away from it. She's a moron. And the more I have to hear this and the more you have to hear it too, the more you should be questioning. Does diversity equity work? No. Everything should be based off of your brains, how smart you are and how qualified you are, off your merit. And when it isn't, this is the insanity you get. You can't stop it. But I think Fani is embarrassing, and so should you. And the more she continues to talk, and AOC, and Kareem Jean-Pierre, and the other chick from Minnesota or wherever the state is, the more they talk, the more they show who they are, the more we should just laugh. And laugh. And laugh more. And I think that maybe we might get lucky with these people that are on the Trump case in New York, and maybe they won't prosecute him. I'm praying they don't do that. I'm praying that they think with their heads instead of their pockets. I'm praying that they understand exactly what's happening here and they're fully aware of everything. Because you could still be Democratic and call out the fact that Joe Biden is a horrible president, right? You could still be Democrat. You could have liked Obama, right? You could have liked Bill Clinton. But you can dislike Joe Biden because he's basically been a contradicting liar his entire life. His entire existence in politics has been a lie. He's lied about his brother, his father, his uncle, his mother, where he lived, where he grew up, where he went to college, a bunch of things. He's continued to lie. He lied about his son's addiction, his son that died. He tries to placate and pretend that other people's pain doesn't matter because he doesn't understand it. He is a pathetic existence. And it's embarrassing that that's the representation in America. And God be the glory, we are going to be free from these people at some point, and we are going to take our country back, and you can't have it. It's not for sale. This is the country of the many and the great. And we will gain back our power. We will gain back our citizenship. We will gain back our rights. We can carry. We will gain back our representation as men and women of this country, regardless of our skin color, regardless of what street we grew up on. We are American, and we are together. Together means we're connected. And they can't stop us. And they keep on trying. And brothers and sisters, if you don't happen to live in America and you still feel this power I'm talking about, we're together nationwide, worldwide. We're together. We're going to save this planet together, brothers and sisters. Wherever you came from, whatever your name is, whatever your age is, whatever the color of your skin is, whatever your sexuality is, it doesn't matter. You know what does matter? Being free. And we are going to be free. One step at a time. Free. Wade in the water. Moving on from the politics, because I could talk about this shit forever, let's get to the main part of the conversation. Light up your mirror. Like I say every day, when you look in the mirror, you should love your reflection and you should let it light up. Summer designs are lighter colors, softer patterns, and things that go with everything. Looking for luxury pieces, so you're going to have to spend luxury money, and you can't buy cheap shit. Like, as much as I wanted to get a Coach bag, I'm just going to skip that. You have to get things that have great quality. Like, that's why I kind of like Michael Kors, because I've got a bunch of Michael Kors bags, and they're doing very well. I also like Vera Bradley. I like Louis Vuitton. I like Chanel. I like designer things. I like Celine. Um, Michelle's great, especially for jewelry. There's so many options out there. Dior. There's so many options of real quality. YSL. There's so many options of real quality where you can get real discounts, which is why I love Poshmark. You really want to make sure you're getting quality instead of quantity, and you want to make sure you're getting pieces that are going to last forever. And when you're getting real luxury pieces, you're getting things that are going to last forever. Letting bad things go. Instead of holding on to negativity, instead of holding on to a bad moment, be grown about it. Be adult about it and be big about it and let it go, right? There's been so many awful, horrible, just really shitty situations I've had to deal with in my life. And instead of me holding on to the baggage and the pain and the defeat and just the horror of it all, I just let it go, right? Every day is a new opportunity and a new regimen for me to go on, right? So what? I don't have kids. So what? I don't have a house. So what? I don't have this. I can't buy an island. I don't live on Martha's Vineyard. I don't have all the gold in the world. I don't own all the diamonds and all the seas and all the Lamborghinis. But it's okay. I'm living a good life. You living a good life too. So what? We ain't got all the gold that glitters. You know what?
Okay, all right. So there's Donald Trump calling this a witch hunt and a weaponization of the judicial system.
It's clear that holding on to anger isn't the answer. There's that. Knowing reality is better than knowing a lie. Talking about the truth and talking about reality is important. Like, this is the Matrix, and you have to take the red pill, because if you want to know what's actually happening, you need to know about the news, and you need to be able to talk about it and conversate. You might not like politics. You might not like the news. You might not like reality. You might want to just be in your box of denial and lies. That might be comfortable. But one day, you're going to be so caught in that lie, you're not going to know anything happening around you. And when that day comes, you're not going to know what's happening. And you're just going to have a big question mark. And no one's probably going to tell you what's happened. Wake up. Listen. See. Investigate. Make your own determination, your own decisions, and carve your own path in your own way to succeed and accomplish your goals. There's going to be people that are going to not be nice and be hateful.
So the crochet.
But that's okay.
The crochet is see-through, but not for the top.
We don't care.
It does. The top does have a lining. Top does have a lining. This is brand new with tags, ladies.
It's okay that people aren't necessarily going to understand what you're doing or what you're experiencing. But you know what you can't do? Get caught in that. Understanding reality and understanding what's real is important. Right now, the United States of America is crumbling. Right now, everything is on fire. The world's on fire, too. Right now, bad things are happening to good people all the time. Right now, people are dying for no reason. Right now, people are squatting in people's houses that they've owned, that they've busted their ass to get, and nothing can be done about it. Right now, women are excited about abortions, and men are excited about pretending to be girls, and Dylan Mulvaney is excited about finding something he can do because he has no actual talent, so he pretends to be a woman, and he insults women, and he woman faces women, right? The idea that a man would be so desperate to win at something that he would want to join in on a woman's sport means he doesn't actually have any skill set in any sport at all. Because women don't have a lot to do with sports, right? Outside of a certain sport, soccer, basketball, and a few others. Weightlifting and a bunch of other things too. The idea that men want to get on women's swimming, they're attacking Riley Gaines. They're attacking people, and no one's calling this out. We don't have anyone protecting girls now. They just got rid of Title IX. Calling reality out is important. And everything is not connected to politics, and typically most conversations aren't, right? But if we don't talk about reality and we don't face it, what are we going to face? Denial? How's that going to help us? It isn't, is it? I don't know. Are we safe? I don't think we're ever safe. I think you always have to be aware that there's always somebody that could potentially be trying to take over or dominate or attack. And I'm not talking about a war. I'm talking about your life. You always have to be careful who you talk to and who is in your inner circle, because somebody could be talking about you right behind your back. I often talk a lot about politics because I'm very interested in political conversation, and poli-sci is like one of my top interests and one of the things I really enjoy conversating about because I love it, right? It's the epicenter of life, basically. When Ben Shapiro was secretly having a conversation against what is her name? Candace Owens, and he had that conversation in private against her, and he was talking about her like that. And then she did her interview with Tucker Carlson where she basically said she didn't care, and she went back to Daily Wire for a while, and then she basically did everything she could to get fired from the company. When he did that and he showed who he was, I don't think he comes back from that. So the idea, are we safe? I mean, she wasn't safe. Are we safe? I don't think so. I think we always have to be aware that somebody can always be coming after us, and we always have to have an eye open to be aware of that. Don't trust people that aren't trustworthy. Moving on from the main part of the conversation, let's get into watching things. Who Killed Him looks like a great movie. Maybe we'll watch it. Mr. and Mr. Smith started the first episode, and I need to get through the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. I need to watch that very quickly. Red Queen, that's on there too. Luxe Listing Toronto, that's on Netflix. I think that's like a house selling show. I think I like it. Panic Upload. Have you seen Outlaws? That was really entertaining. I'm considering rewatching again. Tell Me Your Secrets and Dom. Those are the things that looks good. I'm currently still watching what is it called? Next Level. Well, I finished Next Level Chef, and I'm still watching Hell's Kitchen season 13, I think. The characters on a season are whack, just like the last season, but I'll give it a try and see if I like it. But I really think I'm going to get really heavily into Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's the next show I'm looking at. Moving on from watching things, let's get into eating things. And also today is Wednesday, so we will be watching AEW at some point. Veggies on the grill are a great alternative to just putting veggies in like an air fryer or steaming them, especially because of the season we're in. You know, you could put the veggies directly on the grill with some nonstick spray, and you could put some olive oil and some sort of like seasonal salt or something. I use adobo on everything, so I would probably do that. And you can really take your veggies to a new level. Is black tea a thing? I think it is. I think it's got a subtle taste, and it's not like green tea. It's a little different. And I think I love tea. I really think I want to get back into drinking tea. Red velvet cupcakes. It definitely does look like something I want to try and something I want to eat. Chicken sweet potato rice bowl sounds delicious, and hopefully I can have that for dinner tonight. And finally, cottage cheese and tomato salad. That's a light take on a salad that doesn't have a lot of calories in it, and you don't need a lot to make that. And doesn't it sound good? Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, for you to recognize that you are the light in the darkness. And guess what, stars? I see you. Brothers and sisters, together, you and me, we're not only going to light up this planet, this country, your country, the countries, this world, but we are going to light up the universe beyond the universe, because we are never ending, always and omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ himself. We were here at the beginning, we'll be here at the end. We are now, then, they, then, stop. We're all of it at once. Together, we're going to save everything, because we are light, and we do nothing but defeat the darkness, because light is bigger than the dark. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow on Thursday. So happy that this week is going by fast. Don't forget that you are a star wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.